There are women who walk into a room and instantly change the energy without saying a single word. Not because they are wearing expensive clothes. Not because their makeup is perfect. Not because they are trying to impress anyone. Their glow comes from somewhere deeper. It comes from peace, from confidence, from pain they survived quietly, from discipline nobody saw, from the way they carry themselves when life becomes difficult. And the truth is, every woman has the ability to develop that kind of glow. It is not something you buy. It is something you build. The first habit of women whose glow comes from their soul is that they protect their inner peace like their life depends on it. Most people think beauty is created in front of a mirror. But real beauty begins in the mind. A woman who constantly lives in chaos, drama, negativity, and stress slowly loses the light in her eyes. You can see exhaustion in her energy long before you notice it on her face. That is why powerful women become very selective about what enters their life. They stop entertaining toxic conversations. They stop arguing with people who only want conflict. They stop chasing validation from people who never appreciated them in the first place. Peace becomes their priority. They understand that every unnecessary argument steals energy from their soul. They know that protecting their mental space is not selfish. It is survival. And something incredible happens when a woman finally chooses peace over attention. Her face softens. Her smile becomes genuine again. Her presence becomes calming. People feel safe around her because she is no longer carrying storms inside herself. A peaceful woman does not need to prove she is valuable. She no longer competes with other women because she understands that confidence is quiet. She spends more time healing than pretending, more time growing than gossiping, more time listening to herself than listening to the noise of the world. And slowly, her soul begins to glow in a way makeup never could. The second habit is that they keep promises to themselves. This is where real confidence is born. Not from compliments, not from followers online, not from attention. Confidence is built every time you tell yourself you will do something and then actually do it. Women with soul-deep glow trust themselves because they have spent years proving to themselves that they can rely on their own word. When they say they will wake up earlier, they try. When they say they will stop accepting disrespect, they mean it. When they say they will take care of their health, protect their energy, or chase their goals, they commit to it even when nobody is watching. This builds a quiet kind of self-respect that changes everything. A woman who trusts herself walks differently. She speaks differently. She does not beg for reassurance because she already knows her value. She is not constantly looking outside herself for approval because she has built a relationship with herself based on honesty and discipline. Most people break promises to themselves every single day. They delay their dreams. They ignore their boundaries. They abandon their goals the moment things become uncomfortable. Then they wonder why they feel empty inside. But women whose glow comes from their soul understand something important. Every promise you keep to yourself becomes evidence that you matter. And the world notices this energy. People are naturally drawn to women who are grounded in self-respect because that kind of energy feels rare. It feels authentic. It feels powerful. The third habit is that they practice gratitude even during difficult seasons of life. Anybody can smile when life is easy. Anybody can feel positive when everything is going perfectly. But the women who truly shine are the ones who find light even in dark moments. They train themselves to appreciate what still exists instead of obsessing over what is missing. This does not mean they ignore pain. It does not mean they fake happiness. It means they refuse to let hardship turn them bitter. They still notice the beauty of a quiet morning. They still appreciate loyal people. They still thank God for another chance to grow. They still believe life can improve even after disappointment. Gratitude changes the human face. It changes the eyes. It changes the tone of your voice. Because grateful people carry hope differently. They radiate warmth without trying. Their energy feels alive. And here is what most people never realize. The women who glow the brightest are often the ones who suffered the deepest. But instead of allowing pain to harden them, they allowed pain to teach them. They became softer with others, wiser with themselves, and stronger in silence. There is something magnetic about a woman who has every reason to become cold but still chooses kindness. That kind of beauty cannot be copied. It cannot be filtered. It cannot be bought. It is created through resilience. The fourth habit is that they spend time alone without feeling lonely. Women whose glow comes from their soul are comfortable with themselves. They do not constantly need noise, distractions, attention, or validation to feel complete. They have learned how to sit with their own thoughts. They enjoy their own company. They use solitude to recharge, reflect, and reconnect with who they truly are. This is rare in today's world because many people are terrified of being alone. Silence forces people to face themselves. And not everybody likes what they see when distractions disappear. But emotionally strong women use alone time as a form of self-respect. They journal. They pray. They think deeply. They work on their goals quietly. They learn themselves instead of running from themselves. And because they spend time understanding their own emotions, they become emotionally intelligent. They stop reacting impulsively to everything. They become more patient, more mature, more self-aware. That inner calm begins to show on the outside. You can always recognize a woman who is comfortable alone. She does not chase people desperately. She does not tolerate disrespect just to avoid loneliness. She does not shrink herself to keep others around. She knows that being alone is far better than being surrounded by people who drain her soul. That level of emotional independence creates a glow that feels almost spiritual. Because when a woman no longer fears losing people, she finally becomes free to be herself completely. The fifth habit is that they pour goodness into other people without losing themselves in the process. Women with soul-deep beauty uplift others naturally. They encourage people. They listen carefully. They speak with kindness. They make people feel seen and valued. But they also understand boundaries. They know that constantly saving everyone while neglecting themselves leads to exhaustion. So they learn balance. They learn that kindness does not mean self-destruction. They give love without abandoning themselves. They support others without sacrificing their mental health. They care deeply, but they also know when to walk away from situations that damage their spirit. And this balance creates emotional strength. Because the strongest women are not the loudest. They are the women who remain kind in a cruel world without allowing that cruelty to destroy who they are. People never forget how these women make them feel. Their presence feels warm, safe, genuine. Their beauty feels timeless because it is connected to character, not trends. Long after physical beauty fades, soul-deep beauty remains. At the end of the day, makeup can enhance a face, but it cannot heal insecurity. Expensive clothes can attract attention, but they cannot create peace. Real glow comes from the habits you practice daily. From the way you speak to yourself when nobody is listening. From the boundaries you protect. From the healing you choose.